Hey guys, it's Rich, and I haven't really done a video in a long time, probably almost a whole year, and I do want to apologize for not making a video and whatnot. A lot of things have been going on in my personal life, and if you see me on Pagan Perspective, you've seen that over the last year, I kept on saying, oh, I'm going to make a video, I'm going to make a video, I'm going to make a video, and it doesn't really happen. And there's a lot of things that have been going on in my personal life that, you know, yeah, that didn't really allow for me to be able to take that time to make a video. So I'm going to go into a little bit of depth into what's been going on in my life in the past year, and actually a little bit past the past year, so you guys know why I did what I did, because why I do what I do is is kind of important. And I'm sorry, I keep on getting like all these texts and everything, so if you see me looking down, it's not that I'm not trying to pay attention, and I got notes over here so I know not to forget to mention something, because yeah, the mental things are things that have actually been affecting me this last year. So anyway, so yeah, I did say a lot of things that I wanted to do on the channel this this past, like, I think it was January or something like that, and this being December 31st, and I even said on my Pagan Perspective video, the last one of 2018, that I was going to make a video that day or that following day, whatever, and I did make one, and by the time I even got around to editing it, I wanted to redo it. So I'm redoing that video in this video, and I'm going to just completely scrap that one. Anyway, and we drank Diet Coke. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see. That all did not really go according to plan. Now, if you watch my Pagan Perspective videos, you know that I did move back up to New Jersey. I'm living back at my house that I had back before I went to Korea. So I am back in New Jersey. A lot of things have happened, you know, before that point. Okay, so in order to tell you why I came back up to New Jersey, I'm going to have to take you back to Florida. So while I was in Florida, one of the big reasons that I left the Air Force in general, well, there's a couple big factors. One of them was because of the shop that I was working in. Although not really malicious and nothing that they could have actually gotten in trouble for, it was not a healthy working environment for me. Again, nothing illegal, nothing that they could have gotten in trouble for, just was not conducive to me at all. I have formed an anxiety because of those people that I work with. In fact, I still have lingering issues even thinking about those situations, and it's affected me even since then. So, and it's just kind of creeped into my everyday existence, which is terrible. So yes, I have some anxiety things from that, and I decided to say, you know what, instead of, you know, going on through the Air Force and trying to, you know, put that behind me, even though I can't move to another location, I can't do anything else, and they kind of blackballed me from being promoted. So yeah. Yeah, they basically made it so I couldn't either get a promotion, or if I did, it would be by the skin of my teeth, and most likely not possible. So, yeah, wasn't able to promote, so there was no real reason in staying. Again, not a conducive work environment, didn't want to stay. So I made the decision to cut my losses, go into the reserve, and move back up to New Jersey. Now, once a month, I have that 1 weekend a month, two weeks a year, that I go down to Dover, Delaware. So Annie, you know, sometime I'm just gonna have to go down a little bit early on a Friday night, and we're gonna have to go out for dinner or something like that. Me, you, and Roger. So anyway, I am now in the reserves down in Dover, so I go down there 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year, all that good stuff. And in the meantime, I am taking my business full-time of buying and selling antiques, collectibles, and whatnot, as well as doing tarot card readings and stuff like that, oracle readings, whatnot. So I am doing those as like kind of a filler, but I would actually like to take that more full-time than what I have in the past. So yeah, you can check out my Etsy site, all that stuff. I know I haven't done anything with the website in a long time, so I do want to get back into doing the website and, you know, kind of cultivating that community a little bit more within the Christo-Pagan community, so we can actually get things rolling on there a little bit better than what they were in the past. So if you're with me so far, getting down to what happened here in New Jersey while I was in Florida is a whole other story. Now, in this story, there are two different characters. Well, actually, there's a whole handful of characters, but two characters that ended up going into my house. These weren't the original renters that I had rented to whenever I was in Korea. These are different renters. So these two individuals, they were actually both felons, which was known to me before they ended up renting this house. And though I did not know why they were previously, or why they are felons, I knew after they started living here. So it turns out that one, they're both on the sex offenders registry, which was not exactly comfortable for me, and I wanted to know why. So the one, at least the at least the story that he tells says that it was a thing with the wife's family, or the fiance's family at the time, that they didn't want him to marry her, and so they said that their daughter, you know, said that he molested her. So this one we're gonna call Derry. Just, you know, because, well, that's their name and I really don't give a shit. So that's another thing about my channel, is my filters fully gone nowadays, guys. I use fuck like it's a comma, so please just either deal with it. If you really get offended by it, do tell me, and, you know, or if you are watching this with little children, please do tell me, because then I will try to rein it in a little bit. But, you know, curse word's gonna be said. Anyway, the other one we're gonna call David, because, well, that's what their name is too, so who the hell cares. Anyway, so we got Derry and David. Derry's the one that was like a child molester, kiddly diddler, and whatnot. So you have Derry, and then you have David, who, kind of the same, but kind of different. His situation is that he, whenever he was little, he was molested by somebody, and that's how he comprehends affection, apparently. So, yeah. So, Derry, being the one that is levels 3, there are different levels, and David was like a level 1 or 2. I don't even know. Anyway, wasn't exactly, you know, warm and fuzzy with all the details of who they were and whatnot. My thing is, neither one of them had reoffended in, you know, at all since they've been released. So it's like, oh, okay, you know, they've paid their debt to society. Let's try this on a trial run. But I said we need to be able to have them kicked out if something is to occur, and I really don't feel comfortable them being able to say, well, we have a lease here, and you can't kick us out, you know, because of this or whatever. Anyway, so we have Derry and David. Derry apparently got on the internet whenever he was not supposed to and broke a parole. So they thought he was involved in a big child sex ring here in New Jersey. Turns out he wasn't part of it, but they caught a whole bunch of people, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so FBI raids my house in February, which is fun. By the way, if you ever want to know what what a good description for your house is for your real estate listings, look on a search warrant, because it is all listed right there in black and white. It's very fun. Anyway, if you can't tell, I'm being sarcastic because, well, this shit pisses me off. And we drink. So, anyway, Derry gets picked up by the cops, or by the FBI, the cops, whatever, you know, feds, whatever, whoever. Gets picked up by them in February. I come home in April, come back to here. So, April 1st was the day I walked in that door again. In the meantime, Derry had never paid rent. He had never paid utilities. I've paid Derry to fix my bathroom, fix the roof. There was a clog in the bathroom. There was a couple shingles off the roof, and I paid him to paint the entire house and whatnot. He took that money, used it for whatever, and never did any of the work. I come home, and the bathroom is a total disaster. The roof was never touched by him, and the house was never painted. So, yeah, I was not too pleased. Since New Jersey does not have a bail system, apparently, I don't even know. I try not to know all the legal statistics or all the legal stuff with the bail system, because hopefully I never have to use this shit. So anyway, since I don't know any of that stuff, I'm not going to go and blow smoke and whatnot. And we drink. So Derry gets carted away by the police, gets released, and comes and eventually he does the work, still screws up the bathroom. My bathroom's still not okay. I put a shit ton of money in there, and he's done nothing but cost me money. So I told him, I said, we're done, go away. I also told him, because he is a flea market vendor as well, I told him, I said, if anything is in this house whenever I step foot on this property, I said, since you haven't paid rent or you haven't paid any utilities, whatever is in this house that is yours is now mine. Which was very awkward with some of the things that I started to uncover. Nothing illegal was found, and I want to make that clear. So yeah, if there was, it'd automatically go to the police. I don't want that shit in my house, so. In the meantime, David was still living here. So yeah, I think with that, for one, a couple things that pissed me off about this is Derry cost me a ton of money. And for two, I think between him and David, they got rid of my ghost. Which, my ghost was fun. And that pisses me off. Don't mess with the spirits that live in this house. That's my job, and he was not harmful to anybody, so why would you... Okay. Anyway, so, did not appreciate that. Now, David never paid utilities, paid rent, so at least he's paying $800 a month for a room and a living room, a bedroom, a living room, and bathroom that's all his own, and a kitchen. So I want to know where in New Jersey I can get that kind of deal too, because, well, shit, that's cheap in New Jersey. So, anyway, he thinks that he doesn't have to pay utilities. Okay. So anyway, I'm not going to go on and on about little pilly shit. One day, whenever I just gotten so fed up about him not paying anything into the internet, I changed the password on him. And he got all offended that I changed the password on him and decided to not even say goodbye, but just remove all of his stuff while I was at the flea market working and just leave one day. Never answered a phone call, still owes me about $1,200. So, yeah. These are the people that I've been dealing with for the last, well, since probably about till the middle of the year. Anyway, so yeah, the whole renting situation left me about $10,000 negative. Yeah, not happy. Meanwhile, I am now out of a job, or out of an active duty Air Force, so essentially, for the majority of the month, out of a job. So I'm trying to work the flea markets to make a little bit of money for myself. I was in a co-op, a cooperative, selling antiques and collectibles and whatnot, trying to make some money. And I ended up getting my disability, so I'm getting some money from there, a little offset. But still, since I've left the active duty Air Force, things have not been exactly great for me, plus the anxiety issues and all that stuff. Really not helping things much. And, yeah, that has a lot to do with why I have not been making videos, because, well, you know, usually I make videos and I try to impart knowledge or, you know, have something fun and exciting and everything, and that just hasn't been the case this year, and I do apologize for not keeping you guys in the loop as to why I haven't been doing this. It's just that I have not been well enough to do it in my own sense. And I know there's plenty of people out there that are going to be like, oh, Rich, you know, we understand, you know, being anxious all the time or anything like that. And I do understand that there are people out there that are in this community that would care about how I'm doing in my well-being and whatnot. But for me, this is all new territory, and I just had to kind of navigate that on my own, and I do hope that you guys understand that. And it's been like it's been to the point where I've actually just like laid in bed most of the day and watched, you know, Netflix, because I could not muster up the strength to do much else. So yeah. Let's see, what else? That takes us up to about, like, August, sometime around there-ish. And if I need to put in, like, some little snippets of things here and there, maybe I'll do another video if you guys inquire about something specific, or maybe I won't, I don't know. But on top of all that, the Antiques Cooperative that I was in, the co-op that I was in, kind of got their building taken over by a John Deere servicing store or whatever. And we drank. So they were kicking us out of the building because we shared the building with John Deere. It's like, you know, John Deere Antiques Co-op. You know, if you know Columbus, New Jersey, you know where I'm talking about. So anyway, John Deere takes over the building. We get booted out, and we end up, myself, my business partner, and another fellow that was also in the cooperative with us. We all three decide to open our own antiques co-op. So it's me, my business partner, Ro, and my other business partner, Albert. We've gone into this business venture of having an antique cooperative, and we have about 20 vendors now under one roof. We've renovated parts of the building. We've you know, put up all the things that you need to and everything. And maybe I'll probably also give you guys a tour of the building, because it's a phenomenal building. I've looked at this building for the past year, and I've really wanted it. And my business partner Ro has looked at this building for the past 5 years and wanted it. So we finally got this building. We have a lease on it for 5 years, so that's going to be a big source of income for me. It's also going to be a big drain for me, depending on how business goes. So let's do some prosperity work, and we'll see what we can do. So yeah, I know that I'm going to be putting some what I call putting my mojo on it. So I keep on telling them that I'm going to put my mojo on this place. Don't you worry. So yes, I gotta work my workings and do some prosperity workings on that building and the business in general. So some things I might end up sharing in the future on that note. So we got this antique co-op. We had just signed the papers, and I was spending nights there almost every single night, especially in the beginning, just about every single night, making sure that things were starting to at least get moving. And on the, I believe it was the 17th of October, I come home. It was that Wednesday. I come home and I find Houdini on the kitchen floor dead. And it was a shock to me. She was 6 years old. So my little calico kitty, unfortunately, has passed on. And now I am currently awaiting, you know, getting funds together to actually have her cremated. And before anybody says, well, where is she at? She's actually in the freezer. And apparently that's not that uncommon to do. So, yeah. It's actually a fairly common practice from what I hear. So, yeah, my whole thing with that is that I could not, I can't bury her in the yard. So, that's not, no. That's something I already said no to a long time ago. That my animals are going to travel with me until we can all be together again. So, that's one thing that I had as a set, this is what's going to happen type thing. So, anyway. Houdini died in October. And still have not gotten her cremated. Because whenever I move, she's moving with me. I'm not going to have her in somebody else's yard. And, so now it's me, Jelly, and Coda still. And, yeah, we're slowly getting by. We opened the Antiques Co-op, which, if you are in Columbus, New Jersey, go to Columbus Antiques Emporium. It is in Columbus, New Jersey. So, yeah, and you can visit our website at columbusantiquesemporium.com. Or you can look us up on Facebook, and I think on Twitter and Instagram. I think we're Antiques NJ, I think. I'll have links all on the website, all on Twitter, on Facebook and all that stuff, so you guys can look us up from there. Anyway, so we opened up on the 15th of December, and so far we've done very well. So if you are in the New Jersey area and you want to go antiquing, come on by, say hello, and maybe I'll buy you a drink. There's a bar right down the street. It's actually a really nice bar. They have good food. So if you are into, free food or a free meal, come on by and I'll take you over there to the bar and we'll have a drink, we'll eat, and we will be merry. So, cool. And you can go and shop for some antiques. But that invitation only lasts for one meal per person. Please don't take advantage. I'm quite poor. But I would like to get to know any of my viewers out there that are actually around the area and whatnot. So if you are coming over, do let me know. I'd love to, at very least, have a talk with you. And maybe we can do some card slinging and whatnot. So, anyway. Yeah, Rollercoaster Year. Lots of issues, a lot of feelings being felt, and a lot of feelings that I knew were going to come, like a depressive slump after, getting out of the military, getting out of active duty, having a solid job for 12 years, and then not having a job to go to at all every single day. Yeah, I knew that was going to be a depressive slump at very least, and I told my business partner whenever I first, decided that, I said, this is going to happen. I know it's going to happen. It's going to be incredibly healthy. If it does, with it happening, it would be unhealthy, and I'd be afraid if it did not happen. So I would actually be concerned. I didn't expect to be there as long. I knew it was coming. I did not expect it to be that long of a slump. And I think I'm finally really kind of getting out of it. And I'm starting to kind of get a life back. A lot of my contacts out there I have, not really kept in contact with. And the ones that I have, it's like, time has moved on for them. It's kind of like coming back from a deployment. And, life has moved on for everybody else, and it's not the same as when you left. So, anybody that's been on a deployment, it's like that. So, it's a totally different world coming back here to New Jersey. It's not the same. So, things that have been different. And on top of all that, my memory is going, and that is a big fear that I have, is Alzheimer's. Is actually my greatest fear. But part of my memory, for some reason, and I have the doctors looking into it, but they've asked me, have you had brain trauma or something like that? I said no, and not that I can recollect, but there are people that have been part of my daily life that takes me, a good 5-10 minutes to come up with a name for them that I've seen every single day, and sometimes it's as soon as, like, you know, it was just a couple months ago and I don't remember their name. And that's the type of thing that kind of terrifies me, that I can't recollect somebody's name that easily. And also for me, it used to be a point of pride that I could tell you, you know, what I did last week or 3 weeks ago on, you know, at noontime, and I can't do it anymore. My mind just does not have that recollect. There are times whenever I fish for words and whatnot. So, I mean, there's times whenever it's like embarrassingly slow for me to actually recollect my thoughts and get my thoughts together. And if you can see that I'm actually not looking at the camera most of the time, it's that I'm trying to think of what I'm saying for my next sentence. And that's not something I used to have to do. So, yeah. Anyway, that's something that I'm trying to work on, and if you guys know anything about anything that can help, you know, strengthen my memory and stuff like that, I don't know if it's anything like that, or if it is an anxiety thing, if it's a side effect of that, which one doctor has told me that it might possibly be, and hopefully with, you know, going through like a therapy and whatnot, it'll lessen. So hopefully that happens, because I love my memories. If I am everything, or if I am anything, it is my memories and my recollect and my mental state. So yeah. Now, on top of all that, I do know that I have a couple tarot talk videos of some unboxings that I did not actually post publicly. I have them on my YouTube, or yeah, on my YouTube private page, I guess is what you would call it. But I have them privately on YouTube, and I had them to be released, but I never put a date on them. So they never actually got scheduled and released to the public. And because I have made a promise to all y'all that until I do a deck review and reveal of tarot or oracle whenever I buy them, until I do those, I'm not actually allowed to utilize them. So I bought this, the first thing I bought down in Florida, as far as, actually I think it might have been the first thing that I bought down in Florida, was a tarot deck. It was the After Tarot. And one of the last things I bought on my way out was the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Okay, let's do it that way. Okay, so I bought this in Florida, and so I have not been able to really use this since like March. So I've looked at them, I've made sure that the cards were there, and I've not even gotten, you know, to read the book or anything like that, because I wanted to keep my promise to you guys. So this has been sitting there waiting to be utilized and has not been touched since March, because I made a promise to you guys. So I have this deck to review and reveal. And then I have Secrets of the Mystic Grove, which the book was written by Arwen Lynch, the Tarot by Arwen. I'm sorry, Arwen. Again, scatterbrained. And, like, yeah, memories. So, anyway. And so I have this one to review and reveal. And that's been a couple... sorry. That's been a couple months. And then I have the Bianco Nero Tarot, which Arwen reviewed, or revealed. Or both, I guess. Excuse me. And I have this one to review and reveal that's been sitting there for about a month. And I've not gotten to use any one of those three because of the promise that I made to you guys. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing those, and then I'm going to post them, and I'm going to, you know, unprivatize the ones that are already on YouTube. So, yeah, be looking out for those on Tuesdays. I should be getting back to the website soon. I'm hoping to get something solid going there. I'm not going to make promises this year of this is what I want to do, these are my goals. No, 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 no. Because my life has become so haphazard, and until I get my own schedule down and my own kind of, you know, standard of this is how my daily life goes, I don't want to make any promises to you guys because I constantly let you down on making promises about things. So I don't want to make any promises about, you know, oh, I'm going to be doing a Terror Talk Tuesday every Tuesday. No, 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 no. Not going to make promises, and I'm just going to do life as I need to do it until I have a stable enough life to give you guys the quality of content that I used to and still do want to give you. So, with that being said, I will do videos as I can, or as I, you know, need to. And, yeah, I have a list of topics that I want to do. So if you have topics that you want me to cover that I have not covered yet, and even if I have covered some before, go ahead and let me know because, you know, maybe I'll redo the topic because maybe I feel differently about a topic and drink. I don't know why I keep on saying that, but it's fun. Anyway, like I said, this is going to be a lot more like almost no editing type of shit, and things are going to be said here, and I really don't give a fuck, because, I'll tell you what, my give a shit meter is almost gone, because, yeah, this year has just been that kind of year where, yeah, you know, honey badger now, yeah, I don't mean to offend anybody by, you know, swearing and whatnot, it's just, I gotta be me, so, yeah, that's what it's going to be, and if it does offend you, please let me know, because I don't wish to offend anybody. I try to keep it clean cut for, you know, the kids and whatnot, but I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I don't have time to be anybody else but me, so, yeah. Tell me how your 2018 has been, because, yeah, I'd like to know. I haven't heard from any of you guys lately, and I haven't done anything on Twitter lately, so I haven't even seen how people are doing on there, you know, the people that I follow and whatnot. So, please keep me abreast of situations that have been going on in your life and how crazy or not so crazy your year has been. I hope to, once I get my internet rerouted back to my office, because, well, since I have now storage upstairs, my altar room has been taken over by storage. So, since I have an office in the building at Columbus Antiques Emporium, my home office can now be an altar room. So, it's conveniently located right across from the bedroom, which is awesome. So, I'm slowly getting this room here converted into an altar room that is worthy of, well, me. So, yeah, the books behind me are mostly antiques and collectibles and price guides type of books. Some are fiction and some are non-fiction, and some are just fun books. So, yeah, it's mostly going to get replaced with, you know, my witchy books. So, it's going to eventually be my witchy, this is going to be my witchy cabinet from now on, once I get all this stuff taken down and taken out and whatnot. So, whenever I finally get this room as an altar room type area, I will let you guys know, and I will do a tour of the room as per usual. And, yeah, I think that's all that I have. Pretty sure. So, yeah. Let me know how your 2018 has been. I think I started to say that I'm going to get my internet moved back here to the once office. I have a place for it and all that. And if I can do that, I can bring my laptop in here and I can do some live videos. So, either I can do some live videos in here, because the live videos work better whenever, it seems, at least to me, whenever either you have your phone or you have a computer that is plugged directly into the interwebs. So yeah, hopefully I can do that and actually have a nice little stream going for y'all to sit there and have fun. And maybe we can do some, you know, live tarot stuff on the streaming. So, and let me tell you that if you ever get a reading by me, a tarot reading by me, wow, that's loud. If you ever get a tarot reading by me, just know that the little stuttering that I have, you know, that is, that you just saw there, that is about the first like 2-3 minutes of a reading, is just me like stuttering over myself to start a reading. And then once I get into the reading, then I start, you know, everything starts to snap. So yeah, things start to go a little quicker whenever I actually start reading, and I start, you know, I call it getting the magics up and flowing, which if you get that, points. And there's another thing I want to talk about, the little point system. I always say, oh, give yourself some extra points. I think I'm trying to make that into like a game of some sort, because yeah, I do say that, you know, if you get that phrase, give yourself points, you know, or have some extra points. I want to find out how to make that into like a little game, but maybe not a drinking game, because I don't want to, you know, promote drinking to excess, because I do say it a lot. But yeah, that's a line from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, if you don't know. It's part of like the last season. Willa says, well, you know, we gotta get the magics up and flowing. So yeah, that's what I call it whenever I first started reading. So that little stuttering that you just heard a little bit ago, but about what, 2 minutes ago, that's actually how a reading actually starts with me, is some stuttering. And it's not really that fun for me, but you know, it actually gets my intuitive juices flowing. And yes, I'm starting to you know, nitpick about where things are. Yeah, and drink. And I think I'm starting to look like Trump, where he just like, you know, just moves a little bit out of the way, and you know. Anyway, I'm gonna try to quit fidgeting. I'm going to try to edit this down. Again, minimal editing, because I do want to minimally edit my videos from now on, because, well, fuck it. Other than that, I think that's all that I have now. Pretty sure. I'm going to try to do some lives. Can't promise anything. Won't promise anything. But I will be trying to do more on the website, try to do more on YouTube, try to do more on the interwebs in general, and try to redo some of the connections that I have once had, because I miss you guys, and I haven't had much in terms of contact with people outside of my daily workings, either at the market or at the co-op. So kind of yeah, missing you guys. So what have you been up to? Let me know in the bottom bar below in the nether regions. Go ahead and type your little responses there. And if you like the Tarot Talk Tuesday videos, the ones that I have already recorded will be coming up first. I think there's like, oh shit, why am I saying I think there's these ones? Why don't I just look? You guys will wait for a second, right? Okay. Thanks for waiting. Hold on. Give me a second. Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 videos. Okay. So I have 4 videos that are ready to just be released. So the month of January is pretty much booked for Tarot Talk Tuesdays. Excuse me. And yeah. So I will be releasing those on Tuesdays in the month of January. And then I will be doing, after that, the Mystical Shaman Oracle, the Secrets of Mystic Grove, and the Bianco Nero Tarot. And then maybe I'll get one this weekend whenever I go down to Dover. So, yay. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I kind of need a little pick-me-up. So, yeah, I think I might go out shopping, and if I pick up a tarot deck that speaks to me, so be it. But because I am on an incredibly tight budget, it's going to be a cheapie. At least, as cheap as I can go. And I'll say this, the Bianco Nero Tarot was like, you know, 20 bucks or something like that, or 25 bucks. It was pretty darn cheap. So if I can find one that cheap again, that's great. I'm like kind of loving the artwork of this one, so I can't wait to actually delve into that one. This one wasn't too bad. And this one, I can't remember what I paid for this one. I know I didn't. I don't think I paid 40 bucks for it. Pretty sure I didn't. I think I had a coupon on top of that because I got a Books A Million and whatnot. So anyway, that's all that I'm going to say for this video. Again, minimal editing, and then I will see you in the next video. And until next time, you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye. Before I go, one last thing. Have a Happy New Year.